While I was out grocery shopping for her dinner party, my wife changed the Wi-Fi password and texted, "Don't come back until you're useful." Her friends were already drinking in my living room, laughing at my apron hanging by the door. I put the bags down quietly, then walked out without a word. That was 5 weeks ago. Today, her Instagram is full of pleas. He blocked me on everything. Please come home. I came home with lemon thyme, truffle oil, 24 organic figs, and 3 different cheeses I couldn't pronounce, because she said the charcuterie board needed to be elevated. My fingers were numb from the cold, the paper handles slicing my skin as I fumbled with the door. But it was locked. Deadbolt from the inside. Then my phone buzzed. New Wi-Fi name. Get a job, Greg. Text from Heather. Don't come back until you're useful. Her friends were already inside. I could hear them through the window, laughing, glasses clinking, music thumping. One of them, Carly or maybe Jenna, let out a snort and said something like, "Is that his little apron?" Followed by more laughter. The apron. The one she bought me. It was hanging by the door like a bad joke. I didn't knock. I didn't yell. I placed the grocery bags down gently, lined them up on the welcome mat, took one long breath, turned around, and walked. That was 5 weeks ago. I haven't spoken to her since. But I've been watching. Oh, I've been watching everything. Let me rewind. Not because I want to, but because you won't understand unless I explain what came before that text. How deep this goes. Heather was the girl everyone wanted. The one with perfect eyeliner and sharper elbows. We met at a mutual friend's rooftop birthday in Brooklyn, me, a freelance UX designer with too many opinions about fonts. Her, a PR manager who could ruin someone's career before the end of a cocktail. She liked that I listened. I liked that she never did. The early years were beautiful in a way that makes you mistrust your memory later. She loved that I cooked. I loved that she had ambitions bigger than both of us. I did dishes and meal prepped. She built a Rolodex of people who mattered. I figured that's what love was. You cover each other's gaps. By year 4, my freelance gigs were drying up. Tech bubble burst. Contracts got slashed. Companies ghosted. I picked up remote admin work to float us. $15/hour scheduling meetings for people I'd never meet. I never told her how much it sucked. Just smiled and said, "It pays the bills." And it did. Until it didn't. Heather got promoted. Then again. Suddenly, she was managing clients whose names came with NDAs and brunches with real estate moguls. Our lives stopped overlapping. I'd hear her laughing from the other room while I scrubbed the grout. But she never complained out loud. She just started moving things. My desk moved from the office to the hallway. My books were decluttered. Then the Wi-Fi name changed. First, Heather Network, then Boss Babe HQ, then about 2 weeks before the dinner party, who's paying the rent. She called it a joke. But I stopped laughing months ago. The night she locked me out was her quarterly wine and wine. A networking thing disguised as a social. I was supposed to cook, serve, and vanish. I'd done it before. Worn the apron. Topped off glasses. Cleaned up lipstick-stained wine rims. But this time, she didn't want me there. She just wanted what I brought. And when I walked away, quietly, without a scene, I think that's what broke her. Because Heather thrives on drama. She never got it. Instead, I disappeared. I blocked her number, her Instagram, everything. I logged out of our shared Dropbox and changed the passwords to my own. I removed my name from the lease, canceled my half of the utilities. Clean. Surgical. I didn't even leave a note. But I left the apron. I hear that broke her the most. 5 weeks later, I'm not living in a movie. I'm not in Bali with a yoga instructor or plotting revenge. I'm in my brother's attic. Mattress on the floor. Space heater. The smell of insulation and regret. But I'm free. And Heather? She's unraveling. How do I know? Because Carly, Jenna, and half her wine circle forgot to remove me from their Instagram close friends lists. And Heather? She's posting daily. Selfies in bed captioned, "Still waiting. Still healing." Long-winded reels about emotional labor. Filmed with trembling fingers and perfect contour. Last week, she posted a boomerang of my apron with the text, "He left without a word. I never got closure. Please come home." But it's the comments that are the real show. "You were too good for him anyway, babe. Men can't handle a powerful woman." And then, buried between the affirmations, "Girl, wasn't that the night you locked him out? Wait, didn't you text him not to come back?" And silence. No replies, because the narrative is crumbling. And the truth? The truth is still out there. In my email drafts. In the hard drive she never knew I cloned. In the voice memo I found while backing up my phone, Heather bragging to her friend about how she was training me like a rescue dog. I haven't released it. Not yet. But every day she posts every performative sob, every recycled quote about loving yourself enough to let go. I get closer. Because she didn't just humiliate me. She erased me. Tried to rewrite the story like I was just the help who couldn't keep up. But I kept everything. And when I'm ready, the world will see who really locked who out. Edit 1. To everyone asking why I didn't scream at the door that night, because silence scares narcissists more than rage. You can't twist quiet into abuse. Edit 2. Yes, I really blocked her on everything. Including Venmo. Watching her Instagram meltdown without being able to reach me? That's the closure she earned. Update 1. The thing no one tells you about walking out without a word is this: silence echoes. Every night for the first 2 weeks, I'd lie awake in my brother's attic and hear her voice in my head, laughing at me. Not in real time. In memory. Frozen like a glitch. You're lucky I let you stay here rent-free. I didn't marry a barista, Greg. Real men make moves, not meals. She never said those things while anyone was watching. That was the trick. In front of others, I was her sweet husband, such a great cook, he really takes care of me. But behind closed doors, it was psychological pressure after pressure, each one quieter, softer, wrapped in satin words. So when she locked me out that night, she wasn't ending anything. She was confirming it. I didn't fall apart. I dissolved. And from that nothing, I built the one thing she never saw coming, my version of the truth. Week 2 was when the calls started. Not from her, those were already blocked. From mutuals. Soft-voiced betrayals pretending to be neutral. Hey man, just checking in. Heather's worried sick. She said you ghosted. Didn't even say goodbye. She's been crying on Instagram every day. I told them I was fine. I didn't tell them about the receipts. Because yeah, I had them. Months of screenshots, audio files, saved texts. I wasn't plotting when I gathered them. I was surviving. Trying to prove to myself I wasn't crazy. That when she called me Greg the guest at her birthday dinner, I hadn't imagined the bite behind it. That when she laughed with her friends about how I folded the towels wrong, like a child folding origami with mittens, I wasn't being sensitive. I had a Google Drive folder called Heather Haunts. I hadn't shared it. Yet. But now? Now I was thinking about it. By week 3, I got a message from an unknown number. Unknown, please don't humiliate me. You've made your point. Blocked. Then came the email. Subject, if you care about my mental health at all. She wrote 3 paragraphs about her panic attacks. About how she couldn't sleep without hearing me in the kitchen. About how she missed my grounding presence. Then, I was under a lot of pressure. I took it out on you. You know how I get when I'm overwhelmed. She attached a photo of the apron. I didn't reply, but I saved the email. Week 4 was when things got theatrical. Carly, the bridesmaid who once told me I was like a Labrador with a spatula, posted a TikTok. Heather, crying on her kitchen floor, hugging the apron. Caption, some people leave, some people abandon. The difference is intention. I didn't even recognize the kitchen anymore. She'd redone it. Ripped out the blue tiles I loved. Replaced the wooden island I built with a marble slab. She kept the apron, but erased every trace of me. Except for the part where I could still access the smart fridge app. Don't ask why. Just know that I changed the grocery list to dignity, accountability, an apology that isn't a trap, and left it there. The video got 80,000 views. She started gaining followers. Heather was rebranding my absence into content. I felt sick, but also, I smiled, because something inside me had finally shifted from grief to voltage. Week 5 was the twist I didn't expect. I got a call from her mother. Now Heather's mom and I never got along. She once told me I looked unemployed at our wedding rehearsal because I wore rolled sleeves. But now she sounded fragile. She didn't ask where I was. She just said Heather's spiraling. She hasn't been to work in a week. She's convinced you're trying to ruin her. I asked why she thought that. Her mom paused, then whispered, because the group chat saw what you posted. I hadn't posted anything, but someone had. A link to a private imager album titled, Dinner Isn't Love, Heather Unfiltered. 30 screenshots. 3 voice memos. 1 screen recording of her mocking my resume in front of her friends. The caption? No context needed. Just reality. It was my folder. My Heather Haunts. Someone leaked it. I called my brother. He denied it. I called Jenna. She sobbed and confessed. She found the folder open on Heather's laptop during a brunch pregame. Thought she was doing me a favor. People need to know, she said. They always thought you were just boring. Boring. She said it like a fact. That's how they saw me. And that's when I realized. I'd been playing her game even after leaving. I was waiting for Heather to collapse, to apologize, to get caught. But I didn't need any of that. I'd already won. Today, Heather's Instagram bio says, healing, humbled, haunted. She lost a brand sponsorship. One of her PR clients dropped her. There's a rumor floating around that she might leave the city for mental clarity. But I don't want her gone. I want her still and surrounded by the silence she tried to put in me. You don't erase people like that. You don't lock them out while sipping rose and think they'll just orbit back. Some of us learn how to disappear, but others, we learn how to be seen without asking permission. Update 2. Started as noise. At first, it was just whispers on niche gossip threads. A tweet here, a TikTok there, no names, just fragments. PR girl gets exposed by husband. Apron gate. Is this gaslighting or just good branding? But by the end of week 6, it wasn't noise. It was a scream. The folder Jenna leaked, it spread. Quietly, virally, like mold behind drywall. Screenshots made their way into PR Twitter. The voice notes got clipped and stitched into TikToks with reaction videos and captions like, "My ick is men who cook," said the villain. There were Reddit threads. Dozens. And then, someone found the Wi-Fi name change. Someone found her Venmo, where she'd once joked, charging Greg for emotional damage. Someone found me, but I stayed silent. Because the truth? I didn't have to explain anything anymore. She did. The final fracture happened in the most poetic place imaginable. A wine bar. She was hosting a networking mixer. I only know because someone tagged the location in a photo of the chalkboard sign outside. Sip and social with Heather M., PR maven and brand alchemist. It was supposed to be her comeback. What happened instead is hearsay, but I trust the source. An old mutual who texted me, "Greg, holy F ******." She snapped. Apparently, someone in the crowd brought up the apron. As a joke, a girl in marketing, sipping her third rose, said something like, "I love your aesthetic. It's so ironic." Like post-apology feminism. Heather froze, asked what she meant. The girl blinked, said, "The apron? You're the one from that thread, right?" Heather threw her glass at a mirror. The event ended in chaos. The event ended with her sobbing in a lift while someone held a napkin to her palm. It made Instagram within the hour, and I watched it all from a silent account, seated in a coffee shop 3 blocks away, drinking tea, wearing the same apron. By week 7, she was emailing my brother. Long paragraphs, unpunctuated emotion. She wasn't angry anymore. She was frightened, unraveling in lowercase. "I never meant for you guys to pick sides. I never thought he'd actually leave. This is not what I wanted. Please tell Greg he won. I'm done. It's over. Just please tell him I'm sorry." But she didn't text me. She didn't call. Because she can't. And because deep down she knows there's no Greg anymore. Not the one she locked out. Not the one she trained. Not the one who wore her name like a leash. That Greg died on a welcome mat surrounded by figs and cheese he couldn't pronounce. The man standing now? He doesn't want revenge. He wants distance. And he got it. I've since moved into a new place. 1 bedroom. My name on the lease. No smart fridge. No Alexa. Nothing that can be renamed as a joke. I cook for myself now. Not out of obligation. Not for praise. Just because I like to. I use the apron sometimes. Not because I miss her. But because it's mine. She gave it to me. Sure. But I kept it. Like a scar. Like proof. Sometimes I imagine what would have happened if I'd knocked that night. If I'd begged to come back in. If I'd asked for the password and forgiven the laughter. But then I remember. She changed the Wi-Fi. Not the locks. She wanted me to stand outside. To feel small. To learn my place. I did. It just wasn't the place she expected. Her Instagram is now locked. Bio deleted. Comments off. Her LinkedIn says on sabbatical. And every so often, a new burner email slips through my spam filter. The latest one read, "I hope you're happy. I hope you found yourself. I hope you understand what you did to me." I don't reply. I just forward them to a folder labeled "Closure Attempted. Final update coming soon." She thought I disappeared, but I've been here the whole time, watching her reflection crack. Update 3. It's been 10 weeks since the dinner party that never happened. 10 weeks since I placed the bags down, walked away, and became the ghost she couldn't exorcise. Today I saw her again. In person. Not through a screen, not on someone else's story. In real life. And the first thing she said was, "You're thinner." Not "I'm sorry." Not "I didn't mean it." Not "please." She said it like she was inspecting damage on something she used to own. We were both at the same courthouse. I was filing paperwork for a freelance LLC I started with a few friends from college. Turns out cooking isn't just therapy, it's branding. We do culinary experiences now. Events. Story-based pop-ups. Heather was there to contest a restraining order filed by a former intern. That's how far she spiraled. Even her orbiters are turning into threats. She didn't recognize me at first. Not in my blazer. Not with a posture that wasn't begging for a kind word. She stared a second too long. Then blinked. And I knew she knew. She walked over. I didn't flinch. But the security glass between us, the hallway divider before the filing wing, acted like a confession booth. She couldn't touch me. Just lean against it. Mouth working faster than her thoughts. I was hurting, okay? I was trying to protect my image. You left me when I needed you most. I said nothing. I just looked at her the way she always looked at me, curious if the pain on my face was real or just inconvenient. She asked if we could talk privately. I laughed. Out loud. That broke her. She slammed her hand against the glass and whispered, almost screaming. You made people think I abused you. No. She did that herself. She just didn't think the audience would believe it without me narrating. But that's the thing about ghosts. We don't need to speak. We haunt. I left without finishing my paperwork. Didn't need to. That building will always smell like her perfume now. Like memory rot. Like rotting citrus and old apologies. Outside, the sky was the color of dishwater. I walked to the bus stop and passed a girl filming a reel about emotional resilience. For a split second, I thought it was Heather again. But no. Just another woman performing her own collapse before the algorithm. I wonder if they know what they look like to the people who once loved them. Like a haunted house trying to Airbnb itself. I went home. Cooked carbonara. Ate alone. No music. Just silence. And I felt it. Not peace. Not revenge. Just rest. Not because she was broken. But because I'm not. Not anymore. There's one photo left on her public Pinterest board. It's the apron. Pinned with the caption. If you love something, set it free. She didn't. She threw it out. And now? It hangs on my wall. Framed. Next to the Wi-Fi password she changed. Useful Greg _5G. That's the network name in my new apartment. She wanted me to be useful? Fine. I'm useful now. To everyone but her. Edit 1. For everyone asking if she ever apologized, no. Only excuses wrapped in nostalgia. Only grief when the consequences showed up dressed like her own reflection. Edit 2. Stop saying poor Heather. Poor people don't lock their partners out of their homes and laugh about it over wine. Poor people don't weaponize silence. She's not poor. She's empty. Edit 3. Yes, I still wear the apron. Not as a tribute, more like a war medal. Proof that I survived the battlefield she called a marriage. Edit 4. No, I don't feel guilty. Not even a little. Because I didn't destroy her. I just stopped holding the mirror steady. She shattered all on her own.